What does it take to take a plain Jane Impreza L and turn it into a WRC rally killer GC8?
This is my little SubaruONLY shop. It's a DIY Subaru channel. It's a channel where all I do is Subaru builds and race Subaru vehicles in motorsport events. It's a DIY themed channel where I walk you guys through the steps to get your Subarus back on the road and hopefully do a little racing of your own. So thanks for checking out the video, guys. I really appreciate it.
In this video, we'll be installing three things: the hood, this RS bumper, and those gold spoke wheels. Let's take a close look at this hood. This is actually a hood from Outback Sport. You guys can get any hood from RS or an Outback Sport. They actually fit any 1993 through 2001 Subaru Impreza. And then we'll move over to this RS bumper. This is actually an RS bumper they got from a dealership. You can still actually get these version 5, 6 RS bumpers. And as you guys can see, I actually have the yellow depot fog lights, and I have those clear little turn signal lenses. So that's going to make a great addition to this GC8. And last, I'll be installing these classic gold 5-spoke JDM wheels. These are the classic JDM 16-inch wheels, and this gold color is going to be a really nice complementary color to that Arcadia green that we'll be painting this car in. Okay, now the first piece I'm going to install is this hood, and the hood is really pretty simple. We're actually just going to remove the stock hood. There's 2 bolts over on that hinge, and there's 2 bolts on this hinge, and then this stock hood should lift right off. We'll drop this RS, or this Outback Sport hood, with a hood scoop and the hood vents, and we'll bolt it back up with those 4 bolts, 2 on this side and 2 over on this side. All right, guys, now that is what I'm talking about. Take a look at those gold 5-spoke wheels, take a look at that RS bumper, take a look at the Outback Sport hood. Man, this thing is looking completely transformed in just a few pieces. The next stop is gonna be the body shop for this car, and I'm actually bringing it to the body shop later today. But before I do, let's do a quick little walk around of the car so you guys can see exactly the condition that I'm bringing it to the body shop in. First off, you'll see I actually got that version 5, 6 front grille, guys. That's that 3D Coupe grille, if I pronounce that correctly. It also doesn't have that little Subaru emblem in the middle right now, but I actually bought a brand new emblem that I'll apply after this grille has been painted. And what really distinguishes this grille is that this grille actually comes out in front of the bumper, and that's one of the reasons they call it the 3D grille for these Subaru Imprezas. Another thing I'll mention that's really cool about this grille is the grille pattern right here is this octagon shape. This is actually a different shape than the USDM kind of pattern in the grille, and this octagon shape right here in these version 5, 6 grilles actually matches the octagon shape you'll find in the hood vents, which makes it a really nice kind of consistent little element in the front of this car. And that's one of the reasons I really like to replace those US domestic model grills. And I think these version 5, 6 grills that stick out into the bumper a little bit really just make the front end of these GCs a lot more aggressive and a lot cooler. But as I'll kind of walk around right here, you'll see I got those 5-spoke wheels on it. Those suckers are looking beautiful. And then as I walk around, you'll also see I've actually removed a lot of the trim on the car. I've got the driver's door window trim removed, as you can see right there, and I actually have the rear quarter window trim removed as well. That way the guy at the body shop can actually prep and paint this car completely and actually get all these little gaps in here where the previous paint job didn't actually get really well. I'll kind of move around to the rear window so you can kind of see. I've also removed this trim that goes along the length of the car, all along the roof line, kind of the roof trim. If I zoom in, you can kind of see how the previous paint job kind of left a line right here because they didn't remove this roof trim. So removing this roof trim really allows you to get a really good high quality paint job. There's really no way to get a good high quality paint job unless you remove all these trim components. You got to remove this roof trim, you got to remove the window trim, and really all the trim pieces. Incidentally, once I get to the body shop, I'm also going to remove these little bumper guards on the side of the rear quarters and the door, and I'm actually going to have those holes filled in because that's actually the way the original JDM GC8s looked. They didn't have those little bumper guards. Those are a US domestic model kind of addition. And as I walk around here in the back, you'll see I'm actually gonna have to take off. I'll actually have to pull those rear tail lights once I get to the body shop. But to drive there, I wanted to keep them in. As I walk around here, another thing I'll mention is I'm actually gonna be pulling these door handles once I get to the body shop as well. That's a really important piece to paint if you wanna have your car look kind of like those original GC8s or those RSs, because the RSs had the door handles painted, and so did the GC8s. I believe. Along with those door handles, you're going to want to also paint these window mirrors. Having these mirrors body color matched is another thing that the RSs had, and I believe a lot of the GC8s had. Okay guys, that's a quick little overview of this 1997 Impreza L Coupe that I'm about to take to the body shop and paint that original Arcata green body color. Thanks for checking out the video, guys. I really appreciate it. My name's Luke, and you guys are watching the SubaruONLY channel. All right, we're filming. What do you think, Giovanni?
Oh, that looks great.
It's another Subaru.
Oh, yeah.
And I used to have one.
Yeah,
Well-
I used to have one of these. This one looks like it's going to be a really nice project, so we're
Awesome.
going to make sure it looks great for you, man.
Awesome. Looking forward to it, Giovanni.
Yeah.
5Y auto body. So basically we removed all the little trim pieces right here. We're going to be pulling off these side view mirrors. We're going to be pulling off these door handles and painting the door handles. And going back to the original Arcadia green with this car. Back to the way it should have been. It's a shame it got painted black in the first place. Got the RS bumper right there. Going to be using those yellow fog lights that are going to complement the RS bumper. Got the hood scoop and the vents. Going to have those repainted green too, so everything's going to match perfectly. And of course, the interior, this tan interior, is going to be replaced with a charcoal darker gray interior, so we're swapping that interior and getting rid of that thing for sure. We're going to get the wheels redone. They're a little bit rough at the moment, as you can kind of see if I do close up. Got a little curb rash on these suckers, but that will be the next shop after this stop for this project. This is just going to be the body work for this car.